Hi. It's been a minute, so today I thought we would just catch up and chat while I catch up on some crafts and just like little projects that I've been meaning to do. I'm never really sure like how to go about doing a video when there's been a long gap between uploads. So that's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little craft and chat and catch up. What I'm gonna start with is a couple of clay items I've been meaning to make. I'm also kind of still having lunch, so don't mind me. Oh no. The first thing I want to make is a little flower frog. I think that's what they're called for this vase, vase, whatever you call it. I guess rather than going in chronological order, I'll just go by topic. Coming up in about a month, we've been down here in the basement apartment for 2 years already. So I've still been doing a bunch of little home improvement projects and just decorating, adding my own little touches and just continuing to make it feel more homey. I think the last one that I shared was doing this mantle back here, this mantelpiece. I also put a peel and stick backsplash in the kitchen. I'm not sure if I want to change it though. I'm not sure if I'm loving the green, but I'm gonna worry about that later because like it's already up there. It would be a lot of work to replace it, so I'm gonna leave it for now. And then over on my main channel, I did a whole video, 2 whole videos now actually, about the sewing room. That's been like my main space that I'm just pouring everything into. I don't think I have any footage of it, but I made some changes in the little bathroom in here as well that I really love. I think it looks so cute now. And then looking ahead, I still need to get the 3rd bedroom, the spare bedroom set up. We've been meaning to set that up as a guest room since we got down here, and it just kind of hasn't been a priority. So I need to make some moves on that. But actually what I really want to do right now is update our bedroom. It's fine. Oh, I do need that extra clay. Our bedroom is perfectly fine as is. There's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't feel particularly cozy. I don't know, I just don't love it. I just want to make it really just cozy and warm and feel enveloping, like, ah, yes, I can just relax and sleep in here. Because right now it's whatever. It's a bunch of nothing. It's not terrible, but I don't feel any particular way about it. So that's I think my next project. It's probably going to take a good 6 months or so. I might film that process. I'll see how my husband feels about that because I'm trying to make it our project. I told him I want it to be something that we do together. So I'm trying to bring him into that process. So anyway, that's the next project that I'm kind of excited about. I just have to actually start making moves. How is this still too small? This should be enough. I just need to thin it out a little bit. I actually don't know what I'm doing. I'm basing this entirely off of one picture that I saw one time a long time ago of a flower frog, and I'm like, yeah, I remember that. I know what I'm doing. And this doesn't need to be all that pretty because it's gonna be hidden. Okay, I'm gonna add the holes and then make the edge all wibbly wobbly. I think that's what I want to do. Hold on, I need to go grab something to punch holes in this. Oh. Okay, using the end of the straw worked. Ooh, so I'm just gonna like punch a few holes. Sorry guys, I gotta focus on my hole punching. And this straw hole should hopefully be big enough for my zinnias, the stems of my zinnias that I've been growing, which is a perfect segue to talking about the garden and the trail and everything outside. Oops, that's a little uneven. You know what? It doesn't matter. This literally doesn't matter. Would it be nice if it were perfectly symmetrical? Yes, but it's not gonna be. Yeah, so the garden this year, it's just chaos. Granted, not the worst chaos that I've ever seen. It definitely could be worse. There still has been care and intention put into it. I really am doing my darndest out there, but I think some of the issues with just where the garden is set up are starting to really rear their head, namely that there's just not enough sun. It wasn't so bad the first year. Like I definitely could tell like, ooh, this one tree is putting a little bit more shade on certain areas than I would like, but it's whatever. But the thing about trees is they keep growing. Who knew? So all of the trees that surround the garden in that back corner are really just encroaching on it, and it's not great. It's not great. So too much encroaching trees, too much shade. Oh, this looks weird. Do I like this? I think think I don't care. All right, we're gonna make this work. I'm gonna make the edges wibbly wobbly now. The ground also just stays really wet back there. We have some drainage issues in the yard that really need to be addressed. This year especially, the ants have been horrendous. There's just a huge ant problem in the yard. You guys, I'm so upset. I was just talking for like 10 minutes and my phone was not recording. The joys of recording on a phone. I don't have a viewfinder, so I have no way of knowing if any of this is actually working. So I finished. I finished my little flower frog. I wibbly wobblied the edges and now this is ready to bake. So where was I? Oh, I think I was talking about the garden and how bad the ants have been this year. They haven't necessarily destroyed every plant, but there are definitely a lot of areas of the garden that I can tell they just have infested and are kind of just jacking stuff up, and I'm over it. So because of the lack of sunlight, the poor drainage at that corner of the yard, and all of the ants, I do think I'm finally ready to move the garden. I think we'll probably move it where the fire pit is currently. It's been an uphill battle this year, and I mean, every year has a different or sometimes the same challenges, and every year I'm learning a little bit more, but this year has just been really tricky. I think now is time to move the garden to a better spot, a slightly better spot. I think it might be a good chance though to kind of start fresh, really do some intentional planning as far as where things are going to be laid out, do more companion planting. I think that's about where I left off with the garden. Yeah, I'm so mad. I'm so mad I lost those 10 minutes. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna try to make with this clay is I wanna make a couple of kodama, I guess is what they're called, the little Studio Ghibli forest spirits. And the beauty of these guys is that they're kind of a little wibbly wobbly weird shaped, so I don't have to worry about them being too perfect. I think I might make the heads separately and then glue the heads on after. I also this year signed up for something called Chip Drop, where you can get free mulch from local arborists that are just trying to get rid of cut down trees and stuff. I was really hoping that we would get it in March, which is generally, you know, when I'm putting stuff out in the garden, really setting things up. It took until the first week of July, but I'm still glad that I signed up for it. I still am very glad to have that mulch. I mean, it was free. Like, it's not the best quality mulch because it's just kind of whatever random trees they happen to be cutting down that day, but it's perfect for the walkway in the garden. I put it around the herb garden as well. My plan is to take the rest of it down into the woods and put it on the trail. And this is gonna take me a while because right now it is the hottest time of the year, so I don't really get out into the woods as much, if at all. It's just so unpleasant. I'm really hoping that that will make it easier to maintain because right now it's so much work. That being said though, it has been very, very gratifying to have other people use the trails that I've made and enjoy them, because that really ultimately was my hope with it to begin with. I mean, part of it was just that I wanted to go through the woods and wanted to make it a bit easier and more enjoyable, and whether other people were using it or not, I still would be doing that, but it makes it so much more worth it to know that my nieces and nephews are enjoying it and walking through the woods with their family, and it's an easier time for them. So yeah, I'm really happy that other people are enjoying this thing that I've worked so hard on, that I think at first people were kind of like, why is she always just down in the woods? And it's like, this is why. This is what I've been doing, guys. So hopefully putting the mulch down there will work to make it easier to upkeep, because I just know, you know, going forward years to come, I just can't realistically always be going down there to clear the trail. Okay, let's see. We're gonna have one guy who's like a super round head, one guy a little bit more oblong, and then one guy is gonna be a little bit squatter. Before I move on to the next section, I think I just need to work in silence for a little bit because I can't talk and craft at the same time, apparently.
That is my ponytail. Hi.
Okay, so all my little guys have been baked and dried in the oven. I've attached the heads and now we're going to paint everything. Let me get the base coat on these guys. So beyond the bigger updates around the apartment, the garden, all of that, since I haven't checked in in about 10 months, I've really been working hard to knock out some projects that have been sitting around unfinished, some of them for as long as 5 years. And so there's a lot of sewing projects and other projects just in general that I've been knocking out and feeling very accomplished about it. Part of the reason I've been able to do that is just because I haven't done any community theater this year so far, and I probably won't until next year, if that. My last update, I think I mentioned that I was doing a play, a musical. So the show itself went fine. Audiences really seemed to enjoy it, but the experience backstage was probably the most difficult that I've ever been through, just stress-wise. There was just not great communication, not great management of time, combined with people being upset and frustrated. Like, it was kind of a mess. Thankfully, the show, like I said, went well enough that audience members could not tell unless they knew someone in the cast. But that experience really burnt me out from theater, and I am taking a bit of a hiatus from it and very much enjoying that because it really just took so much time out of my week. Even if rehearsals are only a few hours during the week, you know, until you get to tech week and the run of the show, it still just took so much time and so much energy from me, time and energy that I was then not able to give to my home, to my husband, to my projects here, and I very much felt that deficit. It really threw me out of my schedule, both sleep-wise, cleaning, just general goings about. It really took a lot out of me. So ever since the show closed, I've very much just been recovering from that, fixing my sleep schedule. So as much as I do love being a part of community theater, I love performing and being on stage, right now it just isn't worth the trade-off. It isn't worth what it costs. So right now I'm kind of in a bucket list shows only mode. As much as I would like to do community theater, it just doesn't make sense right now for what it costs. Even if it's not like literal things blocked out on my schedule, just having the mental bandwidth back as well is huge. And then kind of along the same vein, this summer, I usually teach the summer camps that the studio where I teach hosts throughout the summer. I usually teach the summer camps, but I don't know, this year I just wanted a break from teaching for a little bit. It's just for 2 months. I'm very grateful that I'm able to take that break. I don't know, this year something in me just felt like I shouldn't. Like, I don't know, just take a little break, and I have definitely been enjoying that, not having that on my schedule. As much as I enjoy my students and I enjoy teaching, I just wanted to not think about it for a couple months, and that has actually turned out to be a very good choice as well. Not just because of the time that it has enabled me to have back, I just really wanted more flexibility in my schedule for the summer, and it has enabled me to be more available to help out my family. And there's been a couple things that have come up where me being available actually ended up being so important, and if I'd been teaching the camps I wouldn't have been available. So I don't know, it's just really worked out, and I'm so glad that I listened to that impulse to not do the camps this summer. I think my approach going into this summer was to just kind of try to do a little bit less, intentionally putting less on my schedule, and the irony of that is my schedule has just completely filled up. Like, every weekend has ended up being booked with something. I don't know, stuff just keeps happening at me. I didn't go looking for it, and it's all good stuff. I'm not complaining that I have stuff to do, but it does get a little overwhelming sometimes. And it's kind of funny, it's the complete opposite approach that I took last summer. Last summer, I thought, in order to kind of help with the seasonal depression that I get in July and August, I thought keeping busier would be better for me. It really wasn't. I understand the thought process, but it didn't really work out the way that I thought it would. I'm finding that allowing myself to do less and to take things more slowly, that actually lines up better with how I just feel during this season, which is that I don't want to do things. I just feel more sluggish and tired. I don't know, I guess I thought before that I needed to fight that, but instead I'm kind of trying to work with it, and that's definitely working out better. still trying to be productive, still trying to force myself to get outside, especially in the morning, to do any outside work that I need to do. Yeah, I think just working with that has been so much better. It kind of seems obvious in hindsight of like, well, duh, if you feel sluggish in the summer, like why would you force yourself to go and constantly do things? You know, I learned by doing, okay? So I had to try a couple different things before I figured it out. But I have to say, so far this summer, I don't feel as bad as I have for the several years past. Just in general, I think this year, the last 4 to 6 months especially, I'm just finally feeling more settled where I am in a good way. Settled in a good way. I know that people usually say, you know, talk about settling as a bad thing, but I'm talking in a sense of contentment, I guess. Of contentment, of just feeling really grateful for what I have and where we are in our life right now. Because we are coming up on 2 years in this basement apartment, and that's gone by really fast. The 2 years that we lived upstairs in this house, living out of those 2 little bedrooms, were painfully slow. And if you've been here throughout all of those vlogs and updates, you already know I was not okay. That was really, really challenging for me. And not in a challenging growth, becoming a better version of myself kind of way, just stagnating. I felt like I stagnated up there a lot. And even though we're still at the same home, just having our own private space where we have room to spread out, I don't know, like an actual apartment. It's just been better down here. And now that we've been down here for a little bit and I've been able to cultivate the space more and make it my own and kind of gotten into a groove and a rhythm down here, I just finally feel, yeah, just more settled. Things are just kind of in a nice place right now where there's still chaos. I mean, like I said, it is still busy somehow. Life is still busy, crazy things still happen, but at home, I feel more settled. Oh, and coming off of that play and being away from that chaotic environment, having the time to sort out our own stuff, focus on my marriage and my family and my own projects, and it's just really nice. It's just really nice to have that time, that space to do that. And I know that that won't be forever. I know that these periods don't last. And so I really am just trying to savor that moment, savor this season of our life where things do feel predictable in a good way. Because I know that the chaos will always come back. Yeah, I guess I'm just feeling really grateful. Grateful not only to have so much space to spread out and do our own thing in, but also grateful for all of you guys who watch my channel, not just this one, but especially the main channel. Like, to see it grow so much in the past year has been insane, and I'm so grateful to everyone who watches or engages with my content in any way. Grateful to my husband for how hard he works to take care of us. He really works hard to make sure that we not only can pay our bills, but, you know, have a little bit extra for us to spend time together and do fun things together. I think I want to paint this green. I know that's a little on the nose because it's gonna be holding plants, flowers, but I want it to be green. This is a nice green. And then before I end this, a couple random things. I signed up for Ipsy. I almost said Etsy, not Etsy. I signed up for Ipsy in the year of our Lord 2025. I just really like sample-sized little makeup and skincare things. I love trying new makeup and new skincare, but a lot of times it just doesn't make sense because I have my routine. I have stuff that generally works for me, and so the extra expense usually doesn't make sense, and I also never really know what I want to try. I just want to try things. I don't know. I just thought it would be fun. So I figure maybe I'll do it for a year. I guess I'll let you guys know if I get anything really good that I would recommend. I've also been spending the summer watching or rewatching the Marvel movies, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because I mostly haven't. My goal for the summer is just to get through the Infinity Stone arc. I don't know what it's called. It's how much I care about it. Up through Endgame, because that was like the big cultural moment that I remember missing out on. So I'm playing catch up. Can't say that I'm loving the movies thus far. Like, they're fine. And I guess my last like random thing that I've been doing is I've actually gotten on the bandwagon finally of audiobooks, mostly nonfiction, because that's very hard for me to sit down and read. And that's been nice to listen to while I sew rather than just binge watching stupid YouTube videos, she says as she's posting on YouTube. I do like to watch YouTube while I sew, but I'm trying to branch out a little bit. I've been using the Libby app, the free one through our library, so that's what I've been up to. So I'm gonna continue painting these things. These little guys are just gonna be like an off-white. I'm gonna add a little bit of shadow, and then the flower frog. I think I wanna make it mostly this light green, maybe with some swirls of dark green and gold thrown in there. I'm not sure. It is mostly gonna be hidden when I put flowers in it, but I still would like it to be pretty. And hello?